J0200, how are you? Good morning. This is January 7th, 2019. All right, so this is J0200, spring semester 2019. I want to welcome to our course. It's first thing in the morning, and I'm going to give you a little instructional video on how to succeed in J0200. Now, we, in general, hand out, I would say, I don't know, 70% A's in this class, okay? It's pretty straightforward. This is a marathon. There are lots of assignments. You do the work, you get an A, okay? You just have to do the work. You can't let zeros accumulate in your grades. And you need to be able to go in there and check and make sure that you don't have zeros in your grades, okay? And how do you avoid the zeros in the grades? You follow the deadlines, okay? It's pretty straightforward, okay? So I'm going to go into the syllabus. The syllabus follows the outline of the course. Like I said, this course is a marathon. It is delivered to you on a weekly basis right here. And this is how you get into the weekly assignments right there. So this lays out everything that you need to do on a weekly basis. This video that I'm recording is going to be placed into your first week of assignment. There's a reading assignment. There'll be reading quizzes that are based on the readings, of course. And then we have a discussion that relates the readings to topical events, okay? There are no books. Everything is a PDF file or an educational video that you'll be responsible for the material, all right? The 5 questions, again, are multiple choice, derived from a large pool of questions, sometimes 30, 40 questions. It depends. So you can't cheat, all right? So it's random what 5 questions you're going to get. Those same pools of questions are then used to create the midterm, all right? So each week, we will draw information from each week's assignments when we create the midterm, and that means every one of you guys gets a different midterm. That's 60 multiple choice questions, okay? And we'll explain that to you in preparation for the midterm later. Okay, what else do we have here? The discussion. Here's a clear rubric, and we will go over this over and over and over again. You need to have one post right here that's of substance. Your primary post, you get 0.75 points, and then 3 posts to your classmates, 0.25 points each, 1.5 points maximum to get the maximum score for that week's discussion. The points are just random. That's what we call it. It all has to do with the percentages that I'm going to go over they're listed in the syllabus, okay? The weighted total, and that comes up in your grades as well. I'll go over that in a second. Okay, so this is the way they're all laid out right here. So I'm going to jump over the syllabus and then we'll come back to this, okay? So here's the syllabus, all right? So I'm going to go ahead and open the syllabus, all right? I'm going to open this with Microsoft Word. That sounds good. And I'm in. All righty, awesome. Okay, so I'm going to go into edited view, all right? And there it is, okay? And I don't need this either, so I'm going to get rid of that. Okay, so here's the syllabus, okay? So it lists the course description. Here is all of the objectives. This is what you need to know in terms of the technology, okay? You have to be Blackboard proficient. This is a 100% Blackboard course, okay? You have to know how to use turnitin.com, okay? There's educational resources available, plus we'll go back to the course. We have a couple of how-to resources for you that are really awesome, okay? Again, everything is open education resource, so there's no book, it's free, alrighty? So here's the grading right here, okay? So we have 2 critical thinking assignments, okay? They're about 1.5 pages in length. Do note that they have clear due dates, and you see the policy, 10% is taken off the grade for each day. Once you exceed that day limit, that's it, it's a 0, okay? Here's the reading quizzes, okay? Again, they have a due date, okay? And it's listed as you'll see. Every week there's a new quiz for the new reading. Cyber class discussion. Again, here's the rubric. Again, due dates, okay? Here's the midterm, okay? The final interview paper. And here's the weighted total, the way it's all laid out, okay? So yes, it's 1.5 points, but in the end, Blackboard automatically calculates, and I'll show you how this is done, as 20% of your grade. Reading quizzes that come up once a week are 20% of your grade. 2 3-page papers, 20% of your grade. your interview paper, which is the bomb assignment because you get to sit down with your parents or your grandparents and apply your new knowledge to an interview with them. And you'll find out things about them that you never ever knew before in your life, which is cool. All right. These both all three of these get submitted through Turn It In. And then this is the midterm exam. Okay. Here's all the policies. We have found that just a straight up percentile grading works really well. And yeah, you just have to make sure that you're on the other side of whatever grade you want in terms of that distribution. Okay. So these are all of the support materials that are out there in terms of any issues you may have as a student at USC. And here it is again scheduled. Okay. So we see here each week's assignment, each week's readings, okay, and homework, and then the due dates. You see, bam, 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 bam. Okay, we highlight the CTs because those are bigger points right there, and there it is. So it's all laid out for you, pretty straightforward. Please download this. Please look at it. Please study it and calendar it into your phones. Okay, so there'll be no surprises. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so we're going to come back over here. Okay, we're going to get back into the weekly assignments, okay, that you saw there in the syllabus, okay? So when we come down here, right, the first week's assignment, if I click on that right there, so here's your reading, okay, and we'll go over the issues of that in a sec. You click on this and download it, all right, awesome. You then come down here when you're done with it, and you can open multiple browsers. That's what I encourage you to do, or within the same browser, open the course multiple times, so you can just go back and forth between the readings, okay? Here's the quiz. You hit begin, and a 5-question quiz will pop up, okay? And I'll show you how that works in a second. All right, now we also will be having you do a discussion. This first one is just, hey, what's going on, okay? And introduce yourself. So you see Julie has already done this. What you do is you click create thread, all right, and then it will post, okay? All right, in fact, Julia just came home from taking my oldest to school. I'm gonna let my dog out. Goodbye, Bella. All right, there she goes. She loves Julia, okay? All righty. Yeah, so that's the way that lays out. If I come back over here to the weekly assignments, okay, again, and I go into the second week, okay, you see right there, it starts January 14th, due January 21st. Awesome. You can get access to the content. It's all good, okay? However, there's no quiz, okay? Because the quiz will not start or open until January 14th, and then it closes on the 21st, okay? So that's why you got to get it done, all right? You have to schedule this on a weekly basis. Here's the discussion, okay? All this great information right here, okay? You can access the information, okay? You can look at it or whatever. Great articles, okay? This is really important stuff in terms of what you should do if you click on this right here to post. However, it's not open, okay? It will not open until the following week, all right? Okay, we come back over here. This is, again, the weekly assignment, okay? All right, we come over to week 1 again, and you see that I click on the discussion. It is open, okay? You see the difference there, all right? Awesome. I'm going to go back here to the announcements, okay? When we were to look, for example, at my view as an instructor, okay, and I look at my weekly assignments, okay, and I come down here, it doesn't matter what week I look at, okay? I look right here, you see that the quiz is there, right? Because I'm the instructor, right? I can get in there, I can edit the test, and look at that. So, all right, so we have 21 questions that we're pulling from, 5 multiple choice, all right? I'll come back over here, okay? Again, if I go into week 2, even though it's not open for you, I can go in there right now in week 2, and I click on week 2 discussion, and I can go ahead and create the thread right now. That's because I'm the instructor. You guys, however, are not the instructors, okay? All right, now, going back to the syllabus, I do want to show you something right here in terms of the weighted total, okay? So if we come down here, all right, and we look at the instructor view, you don't get to see any of this, and I go into my grade center, and I look at my full grade center. All right, so that's what the distribution looks like, okay? And I can scroll over this way, and these are all the different assignments, Okay, like I said, this is a marathon, guys. Okay, so now if I come over here and I'm going to look at the weighted total right here. Okay, so and I'm going to edit column information. Okay, so I'm going to look at the weighted total, and there it is by category. Discussion 20%. Okay, the test, which is your midterm exam, is 20%. Okay, the reading quizzes, all told, are 20%. All right, and these would be the Turnitin assignments, the first two critical thinking assignments, 20%, followed by the interview paper, 20%. This is all done automatically in Blackboard. Okay, I don't have to worry about it. It's all set up. Everything is categorized and tagged. All right, I just want you guys to be clear on that. All righty, awesome. Okay, so let's now go back over here. Okay, we've gone through everything. And what I will do on a weekly basis now is I'm going to come in here to the weekly assignments. Okay, before I do that, because I'm going to do that last, I want to get over here to the paper submissions. Okay, so we saw the 2 critical thinking papers. Okay, and we saw the 1 term paper. So there are very clear directions. So you're going to do some data analysis. You're going to go to the World Bank, which is an amazing site for data that you can use for multiple classes. You do exactly what we tell you right there, and then this is our rubric. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, you do this, you get your full 10 points. All righty. There are frequently asked questions and tips. Okay, in terms of how to use this website. Okay, this tells you how to make your plot, and you need to make a plot. Okay, so follow the directions. All right, you then submit it through Turnitin. Okay, Turnitin will catch you. Okay, so don't be not professional. Okay, I want you to be very professional and make this your own work. Okay, all right. Here's a second critical thinking assignment. Okay, clearly laid out what the instructions are. Okay, here's the steps. Okay, here's the grading rubric. Right, same deal. And then we come down here with frequently asked questions. Okay, all right. And then we have the critical thinking assignment 2. Okay, and this then is right here through Turnitin, where you then upload it and we grade it. Same deal. Don't use somebody else's work. Final interview paper, which again is the bomb. You get to interview a parent or grandparent. Okay, grading rubric right there. All right. So that is how it works. You do the work, you get an A. It's really awesome. Okay. All right. The other thing that I did mention is we have these how-to folders. Okay. So I'm going to be sticking this video in here as well because it's an updated video. Okay. How to get an A in JR 200. How to use Turnitin. You click on that and there it is. Right. Really clear steps. Now, one thing that we do not accept is some type of Microsoft Word timestamp, which has been shown time and time again to be editable and a way of cheating, right? So the only thing we will accept in terms of you trying to tell us that you submitted but you're not seeing it is you get a Turnitin confirmation receipt. And this is what it's all about right here, okay? Everything will get, and when you get that Turnitin receipt, you make copies and you put it somewhere, okay? My wife's an attorney. She does her due diligence, okay? There's this whole thing called discovery that attorneys do. She was amazing, okay? So if you come to her with a story, okay, of things not working out for you because something was not fair, well, she's going to do a little bit of discovery. And if it's okay, then yeah, you get supported. But if it's not okay, then things don't work out very well for you. Okay, awesome. So do the right thing. All right, so I think that's everything. We have Tim, Lou, and I will be hanging out at my office every Monday and Wednesday from 1 to 2. Please come see us if you want to discuss the class, okay? And that is it. We have the student survey for feedback because we're always looking to improve. All right, so I'm going to go back in here to the weekly discussions. This is a long video, so I'm not going to spend much time on it. I'll go over it in greater detail later when we do this for the discussion. All right, so what is it that you do, okay? So you just click on this PDF file, all right? And boom, it's popping up in Microsoft Edge, which is just a sucky browser, but that's okay. And here it is right here. All right, so if you go back to the original assignment, it said from forward through trend 5. All right, so I'm going to go back down here to Edge, and here is the assignment. Okay, and it's going to talk about some important things. Okay, so this is kind of global thinking. Okay, and the forward just kind of lays the groundwork for the entire article. Okay, um, and you really, you've heard a lot of things, a lot of discussion coming out of Washington, D.C. and Sacramento about the budget, okay? And a big part of the budget is Medicare, and a big part of Medicare is covering the increase in what we call age-related chronic diseases, okay? These are non-communicable, meaning they are not a disease that you can catch, okay? This is a disease that is chronically done due to lifestyle and being genetically unlucky, okay? So these are not infectious diseases. The big deal is that the significance of this is not fully appreciated. There are so many countries that are coming to the US. We have so many of our graduates that go globally to help countries deal with preparing for this, all right? So that's what this thing is all about, all right? So, big things, all right? So 500 million people worldwide in 2006, and we see here by 2030, that's 1 billion people, okay, that are over the age of 65. So these are just kind of mind-altering, staggering numbers, okay? We can look at the highlights. As you're reviewing this article, look at these bullet points, highlights, because they're really, really important, okay? So we see that we're seeing this transition where more people over the age of 65 than there are over people under the age of 5, okay? Why is that? Okay, because you guys are waiting to have children. The fertility rate is diving, okay? That becomes a big kind of financial and economic issue because, each new generation, so I'm handing the baton over to you guys, okay? We have a declining workforce, okay? And so we're going to talk a lot about this when we get into the economics of aging. But with a declining workforce, but still a need to have productivity, what do? We rely on immigration. And then that's become this hot ticket item in terms of our politics in our country right now. So yeah, these are big deals, okay? We're going to see shrinking populations. We'll talk about that. These are in the more developed countries, shrinking at the level that I was just talking about, the lack of fertility. And so the balance, the weighting then happens with more and more older people having a significant impact. And that's the whole point of this first part of this reading assignment, okay? So you can't wait. You can't wait to deal with this, and that's what this thing's all about, okay? We can't wait at a societal level, and they're talking right here at an individual level. So we're going to talk about investing a lot right here, okay? But, right now is the time to invest, guys. Right now. Start putting little bits of money away. We're going to talk about index funds or mutual funds, okay? You don't need a money manager. You don't need a financial counselor, okay? All you need to do is set up your own Fidelity or Vanguard account. You're at the age right now that you can choose an index fund or mutual fund, and this is like thousands of individual companies that are bundled. You can choose higher risk, okay, that potentially will be higher gain, okay? When you're my age, I choose index funds that are much lower risk because I can't afford to lose a ton of money if I want to retire soon. And that's what that's all about, okay? All right, so we see this transition in the aging population, okay? Again, this was under the age of 5, and I love using charts when I do the quizzes, and this is over the age of 65, okay? So you see this transition happening right here, somewhere around 2017, okay? Poof, off it goes, okay? We go from, again, 2006, okay, where over the age of 65 was about 500 million worldwide to 2030, we're going to look at a doubling of that up to a billion, okay? So where is it happening? Okay, so you see here, it took a long time for France to make this transition, okay? were the number of years it took for the population of 65 to increase from 7 to 14%. So this is just another type of analysis. 115 years, okay? It happened pretty quickly in Japan, okay? And it happened early. You see where it happened. You can see where the time where it happened. Boom, 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 okay? All righty. It's happening really fast in developing countries. And the problem is these are wealthy countries. They have infrastructure. They have Medicare. They have assisted living facilities. It's easier to have housing and things like that. That's not the case down here. So we have a big cultural separation and something to think about there in the developed countries. Okay. Increased life expectancy. Okay. So just being able to read this curve. Okay. This is the likelihood you're going to survive. So early 1901, we had lots of people die at a very young age. These are females. Okay. So infant mortality was significant. Infectious diseases. By 2003, you see everybody lives. Okay. So a lot of people die off, so you're right here, 50% of the population that was born in 1901 was gone right here, okay, by the time people were age 60. You see up here in 2003 that by the time you're age 60 that only 10% of the population had died off, all right? Ultimately, as we get older, we all die off right here, but you just see there's this large increase that we were talking about, all right? So we're looking at life expectancies, okay, men and women over history. I don't know if you saw the news recently. We actually in the United States, the last 2 years, had a drop in life expectancy. Why was that? It was the opioid epidemic crisis. So many young people were dying from that, okay? Okay, all right, as people age, healthcare costs rise, okay? And that's what this chapter is all about, okay? How do we cover that, okay? All right, so this is the increase in aging population, the most significant increases. Obviously, the numbers are lower for people that are 100 plus, but on a percentile basis, this is a dramatic increase in the contribution to the population. Okay, all right. This talks about these non-infectious, non-communicable diseases. Okay, things like heart disease, cancer, diabetes, things that are chronic that accumulate over time. We're gonna hone in on these diseases right here. All right. So we have a whole section on this because every one of us has to deal with this. You're going to hear about my poor wife, Julia, who's been suffering from leukemia. This is cancer of her immune system for a little over 5 years. It is a battle. It's a battle. All righty. She shifts in the population. Okay. High income countries. Okay. Again, dominated by these chronic diseases. That's what the blue means. Non-infectious, non-communicable. You see also the shift over here happening in lower and middle income countries. They still have a lot of death from accidents, okay, from communicable diseases, but the shift is happening, okay. All righty. Last chapter, looking at population changes, okay, and look where the population decline is happening. Russia. First of all, it's a godforsaken country, okay. Secondly, people are not reproducing. They don't have big immigration there, and so they're having a population decline. And when you have a decline, a lack of fertility, a lack of young people, then this is what happens right here, okay? We see the balance between 2006 and 2030, okay? We see between those years a decline in numbers for all these age groups and a huge increase in numbers for all these age groups, all right? Creating big social problems, okay? Same things happen in the US. And same thing is happening in Japan. Awesome. All right, so once you get through all that, you leave it open, you take your quiz, okay? Then you get in here and you do this. All right, so that was pretty long-winded. I hope you understand what's going on, and I look forward to interacting with you guys on a weekly basis. All right, we'll take care now.